Man, I don't even know where to begin with this. Today I want to talk about 5 centimeters per second. It's about a 3 episode movie length, so about 20 minutes, 25, 20, 22, whatever, however many minutes. 3 episodes of it. Beautifully written, man. I will say this, I do have a little bit of criticism because in the beginning, when I was first watching it, I was going through and I was like, man, I was expecting I was gonna cry my eyes out because I heard the guy who wrote and I guess made up Kimi no Nawa or Your Name. When I heard that he had written it, man, I was ready for a tear jerker, ready to bawl my eyes out. But I'll tell you this, I didn't. It was something that kind of made me very confused, to say the least. I watched it, and I was kind of like, man, what's going on here? But then about 10 to 15 minutes later, after I sat down and I pondered and I just thought about it, I said, man, this is actually insane. The the in depth of how this touched me, made me it connected with me on a different level that I wasn't expecting, and it was beautiful, man. I loved it. So today, I want to give that little review of it. I want to kind of compare and contrast with Kimi no Nawa, just a little bit, not an in-depth one, just kind of make some comparisons that I'm sure that y'all saw in each movie. So going over the quick review of 5 centimeters per second, in episode 1, we see our main guy, young dude. I think he's about in middle school age, or he's just about to go into middle school. He kind of got this crush. I would even say this is the first love of his life, man. So in that first episode, man, they are into each other. It ain't even nothing lustful. It ain't nothing it's just innocent love, and it's the purest form of it because they don't know what we older folks know, how our perversion and our whatever may take over, but man, it was the most purest form of love. And so we see that they get torn apart by distance, and yeah, it may be at a young age, but that don't mean that you can't connect and you can't feel and love somebody no matter what age you are, even if you're super young. We see that in the first episode, they get separated by distance. In the second episode, we see that old boy is not even paying attention to nobody else because he still feels so strongly to this girl. They're writing letters back and forth. They trying to meet up. I mean, dude, they live in hell of a long ways away, and he is dreaming about her. And finally, the day comes, he gets to meet up with her. They do their thing. They kiss. It was beautiful. So the first episode, you see that love is there, and then it's separated by distance. That second episode, he still loves her. He thinks about her all the time. He dreams about her. He ain't even paying attention to nobody else. That's how in love he is with her. But he knows that there might not be that big of a chance. And especially after he gets the news that he's going to be moving even further away. The last episode, oh man, I tell you, the last episode, it did something to my soul, man. Because in Kimi no Nawa, we see a lot of pictures and scenes of the moon. We also see that in 5 centimeters per second. The scene where Taki and Mitsuha are walking past each other, on the stairs, and then, or not on the stairs, excuse me, when they're passing each other on the little bridge or whatever it may have been, and one of them's got an umbrella and the other one doesn't, and they just walk past each other just like that. That scene, I got up and I was like, man, please just turn around. She's right there. That's all you. That scene actually came from 5 centimeters per second. It was back at the childhood train tracks, man. They both thought, hey, she's about to get married. He's about to try to go on with his life. Because he knows that, there ain't no way in hell that they'll ever get to even see each other, hear from each other, whatever it may be. And they get on them train tracks and look, they just smooth walk by each other. And he said, if I turn around now, she'll probably do the same. And right as he turns around, that train hits. My boy waits, and she's gone. So this is just, a story or a movie about how no matter when you have your first love, no matter how far away they go, no matter if you only dream about them, no matter what, that first real honest connection you have with somebody will never go away. Because this man was in the future. He was working. He had a girlfriend or an ex-girlfriend who she was madly in love with him, and he was just like, meh. He literally only loved her. But the most heartbreaking thing about it was he would never get a chance to do anything with her again, because she was going off to get married. So, that just kind of relates to, to us in real life, the human life. We may connect with our first love. And whether we're a teenager, whether we're younger, whether we're in college, whenever your first love happens, your first real love, we'll connect with them in ways that we thought we wouldn't ever be able to connect with anybody. And then by some unfortunate strike of fate, we break up with them. And then we never really see them again. But sometimes we'll think of them. Something will remind us of them. No matter how many years it's been, they will always travel with us in our heart. Because, dude, they were literally our first love. That's what this movie's all about. And man, I'm telling you, when I saw this movie, I was like, oh my God, the art and animation was beautiful. The music, it was good. I was still drawn into the story because, I was looking for them tearjerkers. I was looking to cry, man. But dude, it didn't make me cry. It made me think, and it made me just dwell on it. And I was just like, holy shit. I didn't cry. I got hit with a fucking emotional truck that came out of nowhere like a motherfucking wrecking ball. This movie, I got to say, is a must watch. I don't want to say that it's a 9. I'll probably put it around a 7.8. That's reasonable to me. 7.8. Maybe more towards a 7.5. Just because it was confusing. But man, once you think about it, or once you watch this review, and you're like, damn, man, I'm telling you, it just the way that they make it thought out, it was just beautiful. I loved it, man. The way, so you go watch that movie, then you go watch Kimi no Nawa or Your Name. You can just see the similarities, whether it's the names, whether it's the artistic style, whether it's kind of the storytelling, because in 5 centimeters per second, the one thing that I noticed that made it a little confusing was he would jump forward in time and then he would jump backwards. He would go to the present, then he would go to the future, or he would go to the present, he can go to the past. He can go to the present, then the past. Then that's exactly what happens in Kimi no Nawa. Is you're in the present, then you go into the past. You go into the present, then back to the past. Then you see what happens way, 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 way back in the past, and then you bring it back to the present. And those little patterns like that you see in both movies were beautiful. And I honestly do believe if I were to watch this the second time, I know I wouldn't cry, but man, that emotional chuck that hit me, 15, 30 minutes later, after I just sat down and thought about it, dude, it was literally the most beautiful, man. That's the best way that I can describe it. It was a beautiful movie, or 3-episode movie. I definitely highly recommend it. And then go do yourself a favor, go check out Kimi no Nawa, and then you'll see those similarities, the moon scenes. You'll see Taki, or I think it was Takiki, and then Taki-kun. Just the flash back and forths. Beautiful, beautiful storytelling in both of the movies, man. I know I'm just a little Your Name fanboy, but man, Your Name being a 10, this is like 7.8 for 5 centimeters per second, excuse me. You definitely got to check it out, man. Beautiful, beautiful movie. Please don't skip out on this. It is great, man. thank you so much for watching this anime review. I really do appreciate it. I do hope you go watch these movies. If you have watched them, let me know down in the comments section below what you feel, what you think, how you connected with either one of the movies. I'd really, really love to hear it. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Join my Discord server. We can hit it up, talk anime all day, talk video games. Just let's hang out, baby. Hit that like, comment, subscribe, dislike, share, all that good stuff, man. I really, really do appreciate you. Until the next video, you have a fantastic day, night, morning, and until then, peace out.